One. Planning to get through at least half of this today so that I can finish up next session. So that I can start Trials and Tribulations on Thursday. So that it can be done by the time, or at least around the time, the Investigations collection releases. So, why don't we just get into it, shall we? Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Who will be this year's Grand Prix champion? Who will be our hero of heroes? Listen to these stagnant cheers. Will it be last year's runner-up, Jammin Ninja? Or maybe Captain Saipan all the way from the lovely tropical island of Saipan? I see the students of a certain star school are raring to win, and Global Hero doesn't want to go home without the prize. We hope Lady Luck is with all our heroes tonight. And now, the winner of the 3rd annual Hero of Heroes Grand Prix is me! Whoa! The true hero of the night has appeared in our midst. It looks like this year's Grand Prix goes to this fantastic warrior. The Nickel Samurai! Too bad, Jammin Ninja. Looks like the title eluded you again this year. Damn, that sucks, Jammin Ninja. Not the Gatewater Hotel.
Oh, right! Yes! Did you hear that, Nick? Did you? The Nickel Samurai, he did!
Yeah, he sure did. I'm getting too old for this. You're only 25. I'm proud of the guy doing this. I'm proud of the guy for doing the series justice.
So the person everyone was cheering for, I guess he got the prize? Yep. You know who we're talking about, right, Pearly? The Nickel Samurai. No. Every Sunday I only watch the educational channels Kids Masterpiece Theater. Okay, that's it. From now on, it's the Nickel Samurai. All the kids watch it. Do you like the Nickel Samurai too, Mr. Nick?
Nah, Nick's an old fart, so he's not allowed to watch it anymore. That's right. But I do like Kids Masterpiece Theater.
Hey, I didn't know you were so young at heart, Nick. Mr. Nick, you're a grown-up. You're not allowed to watch it anymore. You're supposed to act your age and have interests that match. It's very important. Aw, give it a rest, Pearly.
Looks like I made the right choice in inviting everyone here. I'm glad you're all having a good time.
Ah, it's like a dream.
Too bad for the Jammin Ninja, though. Last year he lost to the Pink Princess, warrior of Little Old Tokyo. I thought this might be his year.
Yeah. Oh, hey, did anyone else think that the Jammin Ninja looked a bit different today? Different? What do you mean? Well, he wasn't carrying his bright red guitar.
Hey, right. Strange you'd walk around without a signature guitar. I will never understand these people and their shows. Anyway, Mr. Powers, thank you very much for tonight, says the Signal Samurai fan, who's in the anime. Oh, it was nothing. I owe you one, so it's just my way of saying thanks.
Hey, Nick, come on. It's time to get going on. Let's go to the lobby. There's a post-ceremony stage show that's supposed to start real soon.
Then I heard there's going to be a press conference after that. A press conference? Is he going to make a speech about winning this year's prize? Well, not exactly. Something about the Nickel Samurai confessing something? Confessing? Sounds pretty serious.
Nick, come on, you don't want us to be the last ones there, do you? Yeah, Mr. Nick, do you?
Why me? The show doesn't even start for another 20 minutes. Thank you very much for inviting us today. Aw, it was nothing really. Guys like us don't get to come to a place like this often, so I thought I'd invite you all.
Hey, Mr. Powers, what have you been up to lately?
I mean, we're right next to this hotel. We can go whenever we want. Well, since the Pink Princess successfully wrapped up last month, I've been on a kids' exercise show, while wearing a rabbit mask over my face.
Oh, I see.
I'm still really sorry about all the headache I caused you at that time, Mr. Wright. Ah, well, what's done is done, so let's forget about it. Besides, the second VOD for that, lost audio, so it doesn't really matter. This is Will Powers. He's an action star. His popularity exploded when he was the Steel Samurai, and he was the first case Maya worked on with me.
It's too bad you look scary, or people would know you're a real softie who's good with kids.
Thanks. I gotta say, Steel Samurai theme is catchy. I can't believe they're going to make a movie based on the Nickel Samurai.
I can't believe it either, but for a different reason.
In Steel Samurai, an epic story of one hero in a desperate fight against his arch-nemesis, the evil magistrate, in the city of Neo-Old Tokyo. And last year, they started a new series, The Nickel Samurai. The new series seems to be a hit with the kids, too. I love the logos, they're so silly. I'm really attached to Steel Samurai as a show, so I was hoping that maybe I'd get the chance to do something in this new one.
Yeah, it's too bad. It'd been awesome to see you with the new actor Matt Ungard. He's super popular right now. Mr. Ungard?
Looks like Pearls doesn't know who he is.
This year it's going to be the Nickel Samurai versus the Jammin' Ninja at the box office.
Jammin' Ninja? Who's that again? So, who is this Jammin' Ninja again?
He's a hero, duh. His symbol is the bright red guitar he's always carrying.
A ninja who's always carrying around a bright red guitar. How does it even work?
He's so cute though, look at him. With a scarf around his neck and a guitar in hand, he rises to stardom in an ancient time.
A ninja who becomes a star.
Yeah, a ninja who becomes a star.
Very cute. There's a strong rivalry between the two of them. Global Studios Nickel Samurai and Worldwide Studios Jammin' Ninja. I see they don't have Universal Studios established yet, even though it's 2017. They even air at the same time.
I heard those two don't get along at all. The Nickel Samurai's on guard and the guy who plays the Jammin' Ninja, I mean.
The Nickel Samurai speaks French? Oh, you mean Matt Ungard, the actor. I guess even the world of heroes isn't a sparkling happy place. Yeah.
Food, yummy. What can I say? This is a really high-class hotel. I've never eaten this kind of salad before.
Poor Pearl's having eaten only vegetables all her life. She's been missing out.
Don't worry, any leftovers belong in my happily awaiting stomach anyway.
You're such a glutton, Maya. Shut up. I lose this one to Maya. You sure can eat.
Well, a growing girl needs her nutrients.
Growing girl? Exactly how big do you plan on getting?
Chandelier? That chandelier is really something, isn't it? I thought it was a kind of spaceship. Hey, Nick, how about we get one of these for the office?
One of those hanging from our poor, weak ceiling? I don't think so. Oh, that's funny. That's sweet. It sure is one luxurious hotel, almost to the point of gaudy with how it blends together everything fancy imaginable. Speaking of fancy, didn't that bellboy give me something like that last year?
I only have my badge.
Ah, I really owe you one. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't know what would have happened. But you did. It was a real tight spot I was in, and you fought so hard to get me out. I don't care what happens. I'll never forget everything you've done for me. Sorry, thanks for taking the time to take it out and show it to me, but I'm really sorry. I don't know a thing about it. Oh, would you look at that? Bears and flowers. And the bathroom. Wow, what is with this place? Looks like I've stumbled into Oz or something. Way in the back, there's a sign for the bathroom. Maybe I should visit it while I can before the show starts. There are toilets in each room in this hotel, but since all sorts of events are held here, there are bathrooms for people who aren't staying here to use as well. Perfect for people like me, who can't afford to stay here in the first place. I can understand flowers in front of the dressing rooms, but what are stuffed bears doing here? Could it be that there's an action star with a soft spot for teddy bears? Nah, can't be. There's a piece of paper taped to the door that says Matt Ungard's room. Matt Ungard. I've heard that name before. Oh, yeah. Maya's always yammering about him like the obsessed fan she is. Close here. To Mr. Ungard from the Global Studio staff. Ah, it'd be nice if lawyers got flowers too. Something like, to Mr. Wright from all your grateful clients. Compared to the flowers on the other side of the hall, these are much more gorgeous. Let's see, record companies, fan clubs, company workers, family. Carrying all these flowers home would be hard, I think. There's a piece of paper taped to the door that says Juan Corrida's room. Juan Corrida. His name just sounds like a star's name. I've heard it before, but I don't know anything about him at all. Anything else to examine? Sounds like the post-ceremony show is about to start.
Alright, I'm so pumped. I wonder if he's gonna show off his special move today. Nickel Samurai Smelting.
Actually, what I'm interested in most is the press conference.
You mean the big confession the Nickel Samurai is going to make after the show? So what is it? Don't you know what it's about, Mr. Powers?
Well, I'm not the Steel Samurai anymore, so I don't have any idea. Sorry. So I guess you are all going to the press conference then.
Yeah, of course.
If that's the case, then here, take these tickets so you can get in.
Thank you.
Very much. Well, let's get going to the lobby.
It looks like it's over this way, Mr. Nick. Okay, for great justice.
Okay. Great justice, huh? Actually, I'm gonna try something. You mean the press conference? Yeah, he said, there's something I'd like to confess if I win. I already faxed his request for a conference into the office only yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, that is kind of sudden. But I guess his manager set everything up somehow, so he's lucky. Nice manager. Can't wait to meet them. Okay, let's get this over with. Only a really gaudy hotel would have such a large, gaudy lobby to match.
I think they're going to have the post-ceremony show over there.
They're using a compact stage, I see.
Oh, I'm all ready to use my special samurai power.
Maya looks like she's ready to start a fight. Your attention, please! Your attention, please! The Nickel Samurai's post-ceremony stage show will not be held tonight due to unforeseen circumstances.
What?
Why? Ow, you didn't have to pinch me. Pinch yourself if you don't believe it. You're asking for everyone's cooperation at this time, so please stay where you are. This is a special request from the police. Police? Did they just say the police? Do you want me to go check out what's going on? Wait, I'll come with you.
Freeze! You two, didn't you hear the announcement just now? It just finished telling you not to move!
That voice! I've heard that voice somewhere before.
Honestly, youth these days can't be bothered to listen to other people when they talk. Just the other day it was the same thing. There was a small front bridge with a sign that said, beware, bridge out, and then some little punk tried to tell the boy the bridge was out and it's dangerous, but did he listen? No, of course not. They said they'd only walk in the bridge since the outbound was dangerous. I am not kidding you here. The kid really said that and I meant it. Well, I really let him have it and knocked me clear off that bridge. Honestly, kids these days don't know right from wrong, I tell you.
This non-stop chatter. It can't be. Miss Oldbag?
What is it, you young whippersnappers? Do I know you? Wait, you! You're Powers, aren't you?
Yeah. That what happened back then.
You didn't even get nominated this year, did you? Oh, that's right. You're doing that children's exercise program, trying to play nice.
Yeah, that's me. Thankfully, I still have a job.
I love that show, and you're a hoot. You're the Big Brother character, right? Yes, even with your face covered by a mask. I know, you're that giant rabbit. What a work of art, but that's how it is, you know? I mean, if you didn't wear the mask, who knows what any TVC break? Kids exercising on you. It's good. It's right there. You can't get anywhere.
What are you doing here?
Look at my uniform and tell me you can't tell I'm a member of society. Security.
We're all members of society.
But that outfit. Annoying, noisy brats get the blaster.
Okay. I love her. Miss Oldbag, what are you doing here? Icon. What happened to your position at Global Studios? Oh, now you know Edgeworth is coming back because she's here.
Oh, that old place. Well, since that incident, they've been letting people go. When they cut the security team, I got the pink slip.
What incident? What did you do?
I didn't do anything, you youngin'. Don't you remember that incident a year ago? When this lady got on the witness stand and testified.
Yeah.
And you! Weren't you the one who was bullying me, this fragile girl at heart?
I plead the fifth?
But you know, I think maybe I rubbed the upper management the wrong way by testifying. Yes, that has to be it. Everything is all your fault.
Me?
I thought about being a bodyguard at first after being handed a pinky. You? A bodyguard? For your friend! That fiery, good-looking guy with the red jacket and the ruffles.
Mr. Edgeworth?
But
that sort of arrangement would be entirely too troublesome for me.
that's what he said to me! What did I ever do to deserve that?
She just wanted to be close to him, didn't she? That's so real of her, honestly. Canon heartthrob.
So did something happen? I don't have all the details, but it looks like another one of those incidents happened again.
An incident? Like, a murder kind of incident?
Maybe. You see, I'm a bit of a devilish woman, so wherever I go, showers of blood are sure to follow. Bet you didn't know that!
Then shouldn't you quit being a security guard, at least for other people's sake?
Silence, whippersnapper!
I love that sprite where she's just holding the ray gun and firing.
Hey, Nick.
What is it? I don't like that devilish smile playing on your lips.
Let's make like we're going to the bathroom and check things out.
No way. The police told us not to go anywhere, remember?
Huh? How B-O-R-I-N-G? You're such a boring guy. You've got no motivation, no spirit. Huh? What? What's going on? Are you giving Mystic Maya trouble again, Mr. Nick?
Not you too, Pearls. Please don't stick your little nose into this one.
So listen to this, Pearly. This one time at lawyer camp, Nick...
Okay, I get it. Let's go take a look.
Yay! I knew you couldn't say no to me, Nick. Only because you're blackmailing me. That's right. You'd walk over miles of hot coals for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you, Mr. Nick?
That would be every time we work a case together.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go already. You can come along too, Pearly. Goody! I get to come! I get to come!
I'm gonna present this first.
These eyes of mine are real pros now.
Pros? Pros at doing what?
At doing police work, of course. My eyes are like a hawk. And my professional eyes spot a messy incident. A bloody messy incident. That's why I don't have time for you meddling kids and your petty little things.
Okay, fine. Goodness. There's nothing really out of the ordinary here.
Are you looking for the incident that old lady was talking about?
It doesn't look like it happened here. Well, we better go look somewhere else.
Alright, then let's try...
Excuse me.
Ah!
Are you by chance Miss Maya Fey? Well, he's not suspicious looking at all.
Yeah, that's me.
You have a phone call waiting for you at the front desk.
A call? I wonder if it's someone from Curine Village. What's wrong, Mystic Maya? Oh, nothing. You guys go on ahead and I'll be right there, okay? Okay.
Right this way, Miss Fey.
Let's go look somewhere else now, Mr. Nick.
Yeah, okay.
This is a little exciting and a little scary.
Well, that ain't, suspicious at all. I told you I get people the info they want, which means that I've got a right to know. Nope, don't care who you are, pal. We're still investigating, so you can't go in. What's your problem? Just you wait. It'll be all over the morning paper. Scruffy detective's secret scandal revealed.
You'll see. I'll get you back. Those two sound pretty serious.
That southern accent can only mean...
Hey, Wright!
Hey, Lotta.
Come on, do a gal a favor and tell this cop I'm just doing my job and I've got rights.
Detective Gumshoe. Hey, pal, help a guy out. Tell her that only the police are allowed here. This is the scene of a murder, so she should leave to go!
A murder?
She only found out what that was, like, a few months ago. Aw, shoot me, my big mouth.
See? I knew it. My gut instinct told me so. I always trust my gut. A murder, it said. That's what it is. A genuine murder.
Hey, wait!
Yeehaw! A murder!
Of a big star, no less! Oh, man. I'm in trouble now. Oh, Gumshoe. Would you take a look at this for me? Listen, pal, I'm not leaking any info about the evidence to you this time. If I do, my salary's still gonna get it. And I won't even be able to get those instant noodles down the discount market. Aw, damn. That sucks. So, Detective Gumshoe. Murder? No, that's not it. I got my facts mixed up for a second there, pal.
Mr. Nick? Is the dead person the Nickel Samurai?
Huh? Why do you ask?
Well, Mystic Maya was rooting for him, so...
It wasn't the Nickel Samurai that got bumped. Actually, the Nickel Samurai is the one under suspicion of doing the bumping off.
What?
The guy that died was this hero named the Jammin' Ninja, pal. The Jammin' Ninja. So the victim was the Jammin' Ninja?
Mr. Jammin' Ninja?
He was on a really popular rival TV show to the Nickel Samurai.
Oh.
The victim was the action star Juan Corrida. Look at how handsome he is. He's very, what's his name? Ice. He got a huge push and rode the express train to stardom. I mean, even I know who he is. Yeah, even I recognize his face. But I heard lately that Man on Guard's been taking the wind out of his sail. I'm telling you, pal, as far as who's popular, those two are hogging all the limelight. I guess there's no space for Mr. Powers at all, huh? Poor guy.
Mr. On Guard, that's the Nickel Samurai, right?
Yep. I mean, no. You gotta say it with more oomph. The Nickel Samurai. Anyway, so now that Juan Corrida's gone, that means Mr. On Guard has the whole stage to himself, wouldn't you say? I wouldn't bet on it, pal. We can't have that happen, you know? Can't have that happen? What's that supposed to mean, I wonder?
That woman with the big puffy hair that looks like cotton candy.
You mean Lotta?
That woman. She was there that time too, right?
That time?
When Mystic Maya did that channeling.
Oh, that time. Well, Lotta's a journalist, so that's why she was there.
Journalist?
It looks like she was hanging around here before the murder happened. Hanging around? Yeah, hiding in wait in front of the Jammin' Ninja's door, pal. But why would she... She wouldn't tell me, pal. She said something about getting my big scoop. Scoop? What sort of news could she be after? The only thing to do is go back to the hall. I don't know what to do next. It's the stage for the post-ceremony stage show. There was supposed to be a press meeting after the show, but now it looks like no one will hear what the Nickel Samurai had to confess after all. These cameras must belong to the press that came to cover the conference. They're all basically doing the same thing, staring at the empty stage. The lobby with the grand staircase always feels enormous, but right now the only thing filling this enormous room is anxiety about the murder. I really hope nothing else bad happens here. Well, sucks to be you, I guess. Thanks. Seats for the spectators of the post-ceremony show and the press conference. But it's too bad neither event is going to be held now. Oh, I forgot you can present, profiles. The Nickel Samurai. He really took the Grand Prix tonight. Maya's a big fan of his. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry then. Why are you sorry? Man on Guard was just arrested, pal. On suspicion of murdering Juan Corrida. What? Why was Mr. On Guard arrested? Sorry, pal, but that's not something I can tell you. We just started the investigation, so we don't want any leaks. Looks like yet another Steel Samurai hero is in hot water.
Mr. Nick, if Mystic Maya knew about this...
Yeah, I know. She'd make me take this case. I know. So what's going on, Mr. Wright? It looks like Juan Corrida has been killed. What? It looks like he was murdered, and a suspect was arrested. That suspect is Mr. Mad on Guard. You're joking, right? Nope. They arrested the Nickel Samurai on suspicion of murder in the Jammin' Ninja. Oh, not again. I feel sick.
Again?
About a year ago, something just like this happened, Pearls. I still can't believe... No way. No way, Matt would... What's Mr. Powers got in his hand? Oh, before I forget, this is for you, Mr. Wright. I got this from the bellboy that came by earlier. Why would a bellboy have a radio transceiver? For me? But why? I don't know. All he said was it was for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney. Matt is the most energetic and active actor out there right now. Nickel Samurai really sealed his place as a pop idol, but he kept adding fuel to the fire of his rivalry with Juan anyway.
Mr. Juan, he's the Jammin' Ninja, right?
Those two would butt heads over everything they could think of. But I'd say that Matt was the one who almost always came out on top. I guess some people only know how to relate to others by butting heads like a ram. Juan said that he'd take Matt on this time too, so he joined a rival TV show.
And that was the Jammin' Ninja?
The stylish Nickel Samurai and the burnin' Jammin' Ninja. Well, things turned messy real fast with those two using their shows for war. In the final tally, look around, it's pretty obvious how things ended up. Matt even won the Grand Prix this year. The final win over his rival, I guess. Mr. Ongar was going to hold a press conference, wasn't he? That's what I heard. Oh, if you wanted to get technical about it, it was the Nickel Samurai's conference. The Nickel Samurai's? Yeah, he's supposed to wear his costume and get the press conference that way. He was going to be in costume? But why? I'm not sure. They don't keep me in the loop anymore.
I was just wondering, where's Mystic Maya? She's been gone a long time.
Yeah, it has been oddly quiet around here. Now that she mentions it, Maya was only going to answer a phone call.
Maybe she got lost. I'll take a quick look around for her.
Ah!
What is it, Mr. Nick?
I'm not sure. It's coming from this transceiver. Yes, hello? Right here. Is this Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney? And you are? You don't need to know who I am. I think you have other things to be concerning yourself with, such as...
Help! Nick! Mystic Maya!
Maya? So, Mr. Wright, wouldn't you agree that the more important issue is the fate of the girl? Fate? Does he mean what I think he means? Maya, where are you? Are you hurt? Come now, don't fall apart on me yet. No, this can't be. Now that I have your attention, Mr. Attorney, I have a modest proposal for you. If you do what I require, then I will return to you your valuable item unharmed. What is this called again in your fancy lawyer terms? Kidnapping for ransom. I don't think that's a fancy lawyer term. Yes, that's it. This is a kidnapping.
Ah! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
My sight. Everything's fading away. Maya's been kidnapped. Are you there? Mr. Attorney, are you there? How much? How much do you want? Very good, Mr. Attorney. I'm glad you have such a good grasp of the situation. Hurry up and state your condition, and then return Maya. Money is not what I seek. What? What I want is a certain verdict. I would like a complete acquittal. Complete acquittal? What in the world have you done to need... I am not the person you will be representing. What? You are currently at the Gateway Hotel, are you not? And I know that a murder has just taken place there. Juan Corrida was killed, and the suspect is Matt on Guard. You are, as expected, quite on top of things, Mr. Attorney. Now then, what I want is very simple. I want you to obtain a complete acquittal for Matt on Guard. Matt on Guard? But why? He did not kill anyone. I can attest to that. However, what? However, someone is framing him for the murder. A very smart someone who is setting him up to take the fall. If I agree and do what he wants, can I believe he'll keep his end of the bargain? You are, of course, at liberty to take me at my word or not. However, there is one thing you can take as fact. Right now, your very precious item is with me, in my possession.
Help! Nick!
Maya! You have 2 days. Of course, tonight he will be in questioning with the police, but the trial is in 2 days. At that trial, you will win a not guilty verdict. Remember, you only have one chance. One chance, Mr. Attorney. One? You expect me to get a not guilty in one trial day? Yes, exactly. I don't believe I was wrong in choosing you, so don't let me down. Oh yes, that's right. Now that I am playing the role of kidnapper, I can't pass up this chance to say... And don't even think about calling the police. And don't even think about calling the cops. You get the idea? Damn it! Who the hell are you? Very well, I'll tell you that much. My name is... the Killer. Okay, that's stupid as fuck. Hi, the Killer.
Mr. Nick! Where is Mystic Maya?
She's been kidnapped.
No, it's all my fault! Only I go with Mystic Maya.
It's not your fault, Pearls.
But it is! Mystic Maya!
Mr. Wright, I think we should tell the police what's going on. No, we can't do that. If we do, who knows what'll happen to Maya?
Mr. Nick, what about the detective we saw earlier?
Detective Gumshoe. Yes, that's it. Wait here and I'll be right back. Alright, I'll take care of Pearl while you're away. What? Ransom? Shh, not so loud. The ransom is complete acquittal for man on guard. Wait, the deal is complete acquittal in exchange for Maya, you mean? Then this means man on guard is obviously the killer, pal, no doubt about it. But the guy said that Mr. On Guard is innocent. You really believe what a kidnapper tells you, pal? I guess he has a point. If On Guard really is innocent, then why the kidnapping? And on top of everything else, there's all this evidence we keep finding. Huh? The forensics team's having a field day back there. But it's strange. There's so much evidence that it feels like something's wrong. There's too much evidence? Is that possible? Actually, didn't the kidnapper say something about On Guard being set up? Anyway, looks like you won't be leaving the other night, pal. Just sit tight and cooperate with the investigation. Tomorrow you can start yours. Alright. Isn't there another way? You've also got to be careful about pushing the kidnapper the wrong way. You're right. My head. Where am I? I wonder if I'm still in that hotel. What happened to me? Nick. Pearly! Come on, you guys. This isn't funny anymore. I see you have awoken. Ah! Who are you? Me? I am known as the Killer. The Killer? You mean like an assassin? I'm too young to die. Don't worry. You are not my target. For now, anyway.
Nick! Nick! Where are you?
Help me. Yes, that's right. Only one person can save you now, and that is Mr. Phoenix Wright. Huh? What? Nick's going to save me? Calm down and be a good girl. Think of this as a business transaction. A business transaction? I am going to contact him now. I hope you'll cooperate and play your assigned role well. Nick, what's going to happen to me? Nick, Pearly, Sis. Oh, Maya. Is this Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney? You don't need to know who I am. I think you have other things to be concerning yourself with, such as... Well, damn.
Good morning.
Morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, come on, let's hurry and go see Mr. On Guard.
We have to wait a bit, Pearls. Visiting hours don't start until 9 a.m., so...
Oh, I see. Mystic Maya, if only I had gone with you.
Poor Pearls. She's been like this since last night. We managed to get home somehow yesterday evening. thanks to Detective Gumshoe gently holding her by the hand and leading her here. But by the looks of it, I don't think Pearls got any sleep at all last night.
Mr. Nick! Mystic Maya! She's alright, right?
Yeah, she's alright. Either way, I'm going to save her. You can trust me on that.
Please, help her.
I'm only able to say this calm and collected because Pearls is doing the crying for the both of us. First... Oh, I can't examine stuff. Okay, that's fine.
I have a thought.
Huh?
You're going to represent Mr. On Guard, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't really seem to have a choice.
But what if he is the real murderer? What would you do then, Mr. Nick? Would you fight to get a not guilty for a murderer to save Mystic Maya?
Pearls, let's talk to Mr. On Guard first, okay? We can think all the bad things we want, but it doesn't change a thing.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I can't stop thinking about it.
Pearls, you're really worried about Maya, aren't you?
I don't have anyone left in this world.
What do you mean?
My family's all gone.
Her family?
My father, he left my mother in the village behind and went away.
I'm sorry.
And my mother, she did that thing, all for me. Mystic Maya, she's like a sister to me. She's all I have left in this world.
Pearls? She looks out of it. Maybe I should leave her alone. We couldn't wait for visiting hours to start, so Pearls and I came down here early to visit one nickel samurai charged with the murder of the Jammin ninja. Hi, Matt. I need to think of a voice for him. Should I do surfer or what? Good morning. How are you today? I know the situation might be a little tough for you. Oh, sorry, dude. I already signed up. Excuse me? I already have life insurance. I signed up a long time ago because my job is, you know... Oh, no. We're not insurance salespeople. Really? Dude, I really don't need that right now, either. Fire extinguishers. I mean, this building is in my house, so... No. We're not here to sell you fire extinguishers, either. I'm a lawyer. My name is Phoenix Wright. A lawyer? Hold on a sec. I'm gonna ask my manager, okay?
The Nickel Samurai sure is a strange person, isn't he?
I think strange is an understatement. Sorry about that. You're just in time. Huh? You're a lawyer dude, right? My manager's looking for a good one right now, so how about it?
Mr. Nick! This is our chance!
I have to make him let me take his case. I have to! Mr. On Guard, this is an attorney's badge. Dude, I'm sorry, but I don't have the free time to be looking at things like that. Huh? I'm much too busy with Nickel Samurai stuff right now. I don't have time to take the lawyer's correspondence course. Why does he believe I'm a salesman? Insurance and extinguishers? Now this! Sorry to intrude, but I would like to ask you a few personal questions. That's okay, but dude, my autobiography's coming out soon, so... If I say stuff without the publisher's approval, then I'm gonna be in real hot water. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna ask my publisher, okay?
Mr. On Guard is so lucky. He has so many people he can talk to.
I don't know if he actually has anyone he can really talk to. Sorry about that. Like I thought, the publisher said it'd be real bad if I said anything, dude. Does he have a mind of his own? Mr. On Guard, I would like to ask you about the murder. Oh, are you covering this for a tabloid as a side job, dude? Well, if you want my statement on this, you should ask through my staff. No, I'm not asking on behalf of a tabloid. Hold on a second, I'm gonna ask the president of the studio, okay? Is he alright, Mr. Nick? If we're talking about Mr. On Guard's brain here, I wouldn't put my money on it. Sorry about that. The studio president said even Neo Mount Fuji itself knows that I'm not the murderer.
Mr. Nick, what's Neo Mount Fuji?
It's a mountain in the city of Neo Old Tokyo, the city the Nickel Samurai protects. What's that? It's a ticket for the press conference. you were going to give one after winning the Grand Prix, right?
Huh? Me?
Yes. Well, you were in costume, no less.
I never heard anything like that, dude. I only heard about the stage show.
I always leave that kind of stuff to my manager.
You didn't know? That's odd. Mr. Nick! What are you going to do with that?
I don't know yet, but I figured I could at least show it to him.
Is that a transceiver? Hey, it looks like a real nice one, too.
I got it as a present from someone. Interesting. I've also been instructed to take your case. Is that what you heard from the transceiver? Yes.
Dude, that's terrible. Don't let some disembodied voice boss you around.
This is coming from a man with a cell phone on his wrist.
Well, dude, I think it's about time for me to get going.
Please wait, I really need to take your case.
There's always other people in need of a lawyer, right? Want me to introduce you to a few? Please let Mr. Nick represent you.
Man, oh man, lawyers these days. Now you dudes use kids to pull in clients too? If you don't take me as your lawyer, then the killer is going to...
Wait, what did you just say?
To kill her? To kill her? What's he doing? He looks like he's mulling something over. Alright, dude. I accept your terms. Huh? I'll let you represent me in court.
We did it! We did it, Mr. Nick!
Yeah. I don't feel any better for it, and he doesn't look too happy either.
Go ahead, ask me anything. I'll help out as much as I can.
Thank you. Man, I thank my lucky stars that people know my name. Well, you're quite the hero, and you're in the national spotlight.
I didn't know who he is. Does that mean I'm not a good citizen?
It's really great to be the Nickel Samurai.
Dude, lately I just keep on getting more and more popular.
True enough. The Nickel Samurai is very popular among high schoolers and secretaries right now. Why those two demographics? I guess Mr. On Guard is a way of catching the eyes of women.
Do you know my motto? Refreshing like a spring breeze.
That's what I am.
A spring breeze?
That's why this kind of scandal is disastrous, dude. I mean, even if I get out of here tomorrow, it's still gonna look bad. But everyone loves a good scandal. About you and the victim, Mr. Wankarita. What sort of... That's got nothing to do with anything, dude. Man, with that face of his, you can't even tell he's the same age as me. And he wanted to try to make me a Jammin' Ninja movie. Even though we all know it'd fail. Wait, is he? Yeah, they are the same age. Wow. The Nickel Samurai still won in the end, right? Yeah, it took the Grand Prix by storm. So why would I, the winner, have any reason to kill the guy anyway? Dude, you'd think it'd be the other way around, you know? Can you tell me about your activities last night? After I got the award, I took a break and went back to my room. I had that post-ceremony stage show to do, so I was in my Nickel Samurai costume. And you were alone the entire time. My manager was running around being busy, so yeah. Because of the press conference you were supposed to hold after the show. I told you, dude, I have no idea about any press conference, alright? That's strange. I thought the Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. Anyway, when I was leaving my room, that's when I noticed it was kind of noisy. Mr. Kurita was already dead at that time. Yeah, that's what I gathered anyway from my manager. Beginning to gather that this guy can't do a thing on his own. And that's when the detective in the green coat showed up. He searched me, and then, out of the blue, the dude arrested me. Do you know why you were arrested? I guess maybe my full body search went badly? Did they find something on you? They found a button from the Jammin' Ninja's costume. A button? I don't get it either. It was caught in the pleats of my samurai pants or hakama. Dude, I really think someone planted it there, though. I'm serious. I wonder if that's what really happened. I guess this is about all I'm going to get out of him.
Mr. Nick?
Yeah?
Let's ask one last thing. Let's test Mr. On Guard to see if he really is innocent or not.
We can do that?
Yes. Did you forget about the Magatama? If you use this...
Why is Magatama?
He won't be able to hide any secrets from you, Mr. Nick. I'm sure of it. I get it.
Mr. On Guard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Please answer me honestly.
What is it, dude?
Did you kill Mr. Wankarita? Please put the phone away and answer this question yourself. Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone. And that includes Wankarita, okay?
He's telling the truth. Well, Mr. Nick?
Nothing. Not a chain or lock in sight.
Which means it's alright to trust him.
Yeah, it does appear that way. Well, at least I can breathe a sigh of relief knowing my client is innocent. The trial's tomorrow, right? I'm counting on you, dude. Good to know. You're counting on me. I'm gonna go grab some water real quick because this is gonna be a lot of talking. Well, at least we were able to get Mr. Madangard as our client. And we know that he didn't do it, which is very important.
So now what should we do?
Well, the trial is tomorrow, and we only get this one chance. There's only one way to prove Mr. Ungard's innocence. We have to find the real killer.
Okay, then let's start looking.
Since there were no psyche locks, then that means we can trust Mr. Ungard to be innocent.
I really feel much better knowing that. Ever since last night, I was so worried that I kept wondering, what if he is the real killer? What then?
Aw. Hey, I have something I want to ask you, Pearls.
Okay, what is it?
Why are you so interested in how Maya and I get along? I mean, she and I don't have anything special going.
Huh? What do you mean? But I thought you and Mystic Maya were... I've been mistaken all this time? No way!
Ah, she really wasn't kidding. Pearls actually believes Maya and I are... Maybe I should have just left it alone.
Mr. Nick, stop it! Don't hide your true feelings from me!
Ow! She slapped me! Nice, and Charlie now, yay!
Oh, I'll water it.
It's okay. I already did that.
The watering can. Where are you, Mr. Watering Can?
Rose gets too wound up if she's not doing something to distract herself. I hope Charlie can withstand Typhoon Pearls. There is a giant building just outside the window. It's the Gatewater Hotel, a high-class luxury hotel. Actually, the crime happened at the recently completed hotel in the center of town, the Gatewater Imperial Hotel. Just how far are they going to expand their empire? Ah, so it's not the exact... okay.
Hey! What do you think you're doing? You can't come in without...
Good morning.
Hold on, it's you! What is going on around here? I heard poor Juan was killed. Is that true? It's a bad raid run is what this is. Another steel samurai doing the most evil of deeds.
You know, that's not entirely...
You know that I was a huge fan of Juan's. My oh why do all the stars I'm interested in drop one by one like flies? It's always been that way ever since I was a little girl and on the nursery school. The class time was so fun until it was my turn to clean the kitchen, then it died. The other kids started calling me Queen Reaper, and that's what they done me.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about the murder and what happened.
Don't push me, boy!
Mr. Nick? I couldn't hear everything she said because she was talking too fast. Miss Oldbag, could you please speak a little slower?
Don't boss me around, you spiky-haired smarty pants!
I love this sprite!
My dear Hammer died a year ago in that dreadful murder, and only recently did I finally find a star that makes his heart go ba-dump again. Doki doki.
I don't know what to say.
I ask you, why does every star I cheer for always end up kicking the bucket? I'd watch your words. No one's going to get away with saying anything bad about my Juan.
But I haven't said anything.
Well, I don't believe a word that woman says anyway.
Huh? What woman?
That irritating backwater girl with the afro and the horrible country accent. I mean, what is that manner of speaking supposed to be, and why does she never stop? Honestly, women these days, they don't know the meaning of the word modesty. When I was a young maiden, I was so beautiful, even the flowers of the field blush. But despite this, I pressed flowers, I read the stars, and beautiful love poems.
Pearls, are you thirsty?
A little.
Okay, I'll go get you some juice or something.
Thank you very much. Hey, are you paying attention? Youngins today.
So I'm guessing Miss Oldbag heard everything from Lotta. I want to ask you about what happened around the time of the murder.
I don't know anything about that. I was here getting ready.
Getting ready for what?
The show, of course. Well, and the press conference afterwards.
Cue mysterious music for the magical press conference.
Anyway, I don't know anything about the murder.
I see.
But if you're talking about what I saw, that's different. I saw it very clearly. What? I saw the most important moment of the night.
What was it? The most important moment? You don't mean...
Oh, so now you treat me with respect, you disrespectful child.
I'm 24.
When you speak to your elders, you should always be polite. Really, kids today.
Please tell me, what did you see? Great! 4 Psyche Locks?
The murder last night was gruesome, wasn't it? But then what murder isn't?
Please don't stray onto another tangent. Please.
If you want to hear more, then show your respect and bring this lady a present.
Okay, fine. Jeez. Looks like the investigation is still in full swing. The hotel staff and the police are running around like a bunch of headless chickens.
I wonder if we can do any investigating of our own in this kind of atmosphere.
Well, gotta roll up the sleeves and try, I guess. Hey! You're here! Been waiting for you, Mr. Lawyer. Lotta.
Hey! Mr. Copville, the thief showed his face.
What?
Arrest him, put him on trial, find him guilty, give him the death penalty.
What's wrong, Lotta? Are you feeling alright? Looked here and there and up and down the mountain, but it ain't here!
So why don't you just hurry up and give it back to me, you creep? What are you looking for?
My camera! C-A-M-E-R-A! It's my lifeblood! I'm gonna die without my $700 camera! Your camera? Look, don't lots of people say the criminal always goes back to the scene of the crime? And looky, here you are! Yep, here I am, faced with a lot of trouble.
Huh?
Okay, so why do you think I stole your camera? So you lost your camera.
It ain't no ordinary camera. You buy it in a store and it's $1,600 brand new. Huh? Didn't you just say you bought it for $700?
I had a nice long talk with the guy at the store. About 5 hours, I reckon. I made this itty bitty scratch on it and the manager got all huffed up in the face. He gave me his talking to and was real mean about it, too. He done made me cry at that.
When did you lose your camera?
Last night, after the murder happened. Must have been when I was busy running around looking into things. That's when I lost sight of my dear, darling, expensive sweetie. Lotto, what did you capture with that expensive camera of yours? I don't really know. I snapped a shot at anything that caught my eye. So I don't remember. And besides, I couldn't get anything from my big scoop. I wonder if Lotto's missing camera is even connected to the murder. Lotto, please tell me what you know about what happened at the time of the murder. Well, from before the ceremony last night, I was hanging around here in this area.
Yeah, actually, I was here until around the time Mr. Ungar was arrested.
What were you doing here?
You sure you went to school, city boy? Wherever a lot of heart goes, there's a story to be found. A big scoop to be had.
A big scoop?
I told you before, I'm gonna be the best tabloid photographer the world's ever seen.
Right, of course, that means I'm always looking for the perfect shot. I wonder what scoop she was after this time. Although, I was also on the lookout for the other stars that were here. So, maybe I wasn't here the entire time? Lotta, are you sure you weren't here the entire time? So you could take a picture for your big scoop?
Well, maybe I was, but that's what real journalists do. I got some juicy inside info, so I thought to myself, why not get a picture for proof?
What kind of story was it that you would hang around here? Great. Let's hope it's only 2. Good. Oops, sorry, Mr. Lawyer. Can't be telling you that. Trade secret, you know. Not again. Why does everyone have something to hide?
We've been stopped, haven't we?
Yeah, take that, Mr. Lawyer. I'm glad someone around here is happy. Miss Lotta and your I rule smile. Alright, let's go and try and find, wow. We get to go into his room, look! He's got a katana and a spear!
Where are we?
We're in Mr. Madangard's dressing room. This is our client's room. May I help you with something? Hello? You're Mr. Ungar's lawyer, correct? I gathered as much. I also looked for lawyers on my end, but to no avail. How did you know I'm his lawyer? You were just saying that he was your client. In a situation like this, the only person who would use such a word would be his lawyer. Wow! It's a simple deduction, really. The trial is tomorrow, and Mr. Ungar's situation is looking rather grim. So you came here, one stop in your mad dash, to find clues to build his case, correct? Well, you're not totally right, but you're not totally off either.
It's really not the time to be showing off, Mr. Nick.
I am Adrian Andrews. I hate to waste time, so let's get down to business. All right. She may be of small stature, but appearances can be deceiving. Let's see how she reacts to my lawyer badge. I'd like you to ask you about this. I told you I hate trifling matters. It's a waste of time to show me things that are of no relevance to me. Wow, this is the first time I've been shut down this badly. Woof. I assume the first thing you need to know is what everyone was doing that night, correct? Yes, that is correct. Then I will tell you. Before the awards ceremony, I had dinner with Mr. Ungard. Oh! In this very room, I might add. Interesting design on that card. Dinner? What did you eat? I told you, I hate to waste time with trifling details. If you took a look at the table yourself, you wouldn't need to ask me. I bet she's a lot of fun at parties. When the award show was starting, I headed for Viola Hall. And after the show ended, you came back to this room. No, I had some small errands to run. I helped with the preparations in the lobby. Oh, preparations for the post-ceremony show, I guess. When it was time for the post-ceremony show, I came back to call for Mr. Ungard. After that, I went to visit Mr. Kurita. And that's when you found his body, isn't it?
You really held strong through everything.
Yeah, she does seem to be mentally tough as nails. So about you and... Stop right there. You weren't seriously about to ask how Mr. Ungard and I are related, are you? Sorry. I have no idea how he could choose you as his lawyer. Why does she have to go and say something like that?
Mr. Nick, Calm down and hang in there. I'll give you a shoulder rub to relieve your stress later, alright?
That's very sweet of you, Pearls.
I already gave you my name earlier, but I'll add that I'm Mr. Engarde's manager.
His manager? Speaking of managers, did the victim, Mr. Kurita, have one?
No, he did not.
He didn't?
Global Studios has a very different policy from Worldwide Studios, in that Worldwide Studios does not assign individual managers to their stars.
I see.
This industry is very ruthless and unforgiving. Actually, you look quite ruthless and unforgiving yourself to your poor partner. Dragging a little girl like her to places like this. Honestly. You're wrong! I'm doing this to help Mystic Maya!
Pearls, calm down and hang in there. I'll buy you a juice later, alright? Speaking of examination, it's probably Mr. Engarde's suitcase. For someone who is only going to be here for the awards show, this is a lot of stuff. Looks like he has about 3 days worth of clothes in here.
Stores really are different from us, aren't they?
Looks like dishes left over from dinner. A dinner for 2 at that.
I'm sure they're Mr. Engarde and Miss Andrews' plates.
Looks like they had T-bone steaks. What's with Global Studios and T-bone steaks? Honestly.
Sword!
There's some samurai-looking clothes on the sofa here.
I think that jacket-looking thing is called a happy.
Whatever it is, I'm sure something like that would make a great souvenir. Maya would be absolutely thrilled. Luckily, she's not here to, steal. Can't examine the samurai spear? Dang it. That's the bedroom over there.
That's a bed? Oh, they have really big beds here.
Sure do. Anything else to examine here?
Oh.
There's a giant bone sitting on the plate.
I don't really like meat.
There's something weird about this plate. I just wish I could put my finger on what it is.
Not something gone on in that night, but I didn't ever think it was murder.
Oh, here we go. Oh, wow, that's a lot of bears.
Mr. Nick, where are we?
We're in Mr. Wonkarita's room, Pearls.
Oh look, there's the statue of the bear with the salmon in its mouth on top of the coffee maker. That's cute.
Nice detail.
Mr. Kurita?
The victim. Which makes this the crime scene, too.
Oh,
Oh, it's you! So, what's happened? The kidnapper, has he contacted you again? Not yet. He probably won't until we win Mr. Engarde's acquittal. You doing okay, pal? Hanging in there? I just want Maya to be alright. We don't have a lot of time left, but I'm going to help you as much as I can, pal. Can you do that? Even if we want to look around the crime scene? Just this once. Special circumstances, right, pal? I'll even tell you everything I know. But you gotta keep quiet. It's my neck on the line here. Thank you. Oh, that's right. I got you guys a map of the hotel, pal. Here you go. Little Missy.
wow, you're giving it to me? Thank you.
Well, why don't you get lost in a hotel too big for its own good?
Mr. Nick, I got a map.
That's great, Pearls.
But Mr. Nick, I can't read what it says.
Haven't memorized kanji yet, have you? Alright. Alright. Okay, so they're across from each other. Gotcha. Do you know what was the cause of death? Well, technically, the final autopsy report isn't out yet, but one look at the victim should tell you, pal. It should? Yeah, here's a picture. Ah. Was it really a knife stab, huh? There's a knife in his chest. Yeah, pal, that's the murder weapon. So he was stabbed to death. They're looking at the fingerprints down at the lab right now. There were fingerprints on the knife? Yep. And it looks like they're pretty sure they're Mr. Engarde's prints, pal. That's bad. Real bad. being set up, huh? Why was Mr. On Guard arrested? Because we had evidence on him.
Evidence?
It looks like the victim, Wonkarita, really put up a big fight. Wow. Yeah, one look at the crime scene and you can tell. There's signs of a struggle everywhere. Well, yeah, during the fight his button came off. Mr. On Guard said something about a button. Something like one of the Jammin' Ninja's buttons got caught in his hakama? But that's not all. What? There was a witness, pal. A witness? Who is it? That lady. This old bag. Please, anyone but her. The prosecution has plenty of evidence to make a solid case. Not to mention there's something around where the Vic was that's a little off. Something that's a little off? As in, that's for you to figure out, pal.
Alright, let's try to figure it out, Mr. Nick.
This is a guitar case, I guess. A little beat up, but still usable.
That's strange. The guitar's not here.
Maybe he forgot to bring it to the show?
But Mystic Maya, she said the bright red guitar was the Jammin' Ninja's signature item.
That's true. Huh? This guitar case is wet. But it's only wet on the top of the lid.
Yeah, there's no water inside the case. This is water, isn't it?
No, it's grape juice. It's a beautiful wine glass, and there's tomato juice in it.
Oh, tomato juice. I don't really like it much.
There's a bottle of it on the table over there. That's probably where this came from.
But doesn't it seem weird?
What seems weird?
I mean, everything else is scattered all over the floor.
She's right. The flower vase was broken and the makeup is strewn everywhere.
Why is this glass the only thing that's still alright?
Thanks for pointing it out. Probably wouldn't have caught it otherwise. Bottles of cosmetics are scattered all over the floor. This is probably where Mr. Kurita fought his assailant.
What are these bits of glass from?
A flower vase, maybe. There are flowers on the floor, but I don't know what they are.
You don't know much about flowers, do you, Mr. Nick?
A running joke that'll probably pay off at some point. It looks like Mr. Kurita had dinner last night.
This bottle, it's tomato juice.
I had a lot of food at the awards show last night, but I wonder if the stars had gone on stage after only eating a meager meal like this.
Bears everywhere. So that's a bed, right?
Yep, it's big, but it's a bed.
Ah, Mr. Nick! It's so soft!
Big beds must be a rarity for her.
Wow, there are a lot of bears!
Arm clock ones, collector's editions, stuffed teddies, plastic models. It's pretty overwhelming. Is there a kind of bear he doesn't have? Yeah, Gumshoe.
There's even a few in the trash can.
Yeah, I get the feeling maybe the guy didn't really like bears.
Or teddies.
It's hard to bear with all these problems. I don't think I want to bear with the trauma the last case caused me.
What's wrong, Mr. Nick?
He doesn't like puns. There are all sorts of things in this refrigerator. He likes wordplay, but not puns.
The carrot juice bottle and the tomato juice bottle are both empty.
It's too much of a hassle to throw them away, I guess. They're all vegetable juices. I guess he must have been a real health nut.
Oh, there's a beet, some ketchup, and a bottle of strawberry jam, too.
Maybe red was his favorite color? Or maybe someone really, really wanted to murder him and use that as, like, a thing.
It's so messy here.
Rose really likes things neat and tidy, I take it.
There are a lot of electronic things in here that I'd never seen before. Hey, Mr. Nick, tell me what they are, pretty please?
Okay, that over there is a watch. You wear it on your wrist.
I know what a watch is.
Oops, for a second there I forgot I was talking with Pearls, not Maya. What the hell does that mean? It's a suitcase. There are so many things in it that I bet it barely closes. There's his clothes, a dryer, an electric shaver, a calculator.
Do all stars pack too much stuff like Mr. Kurita?
I see a rice maker over here, that's fun. What can you tell me about this guitar case? Oh, that. This is just what I heard, pal, but that's this German ninja signature item. The guitar case. No, not that. What do you take me as? I mean the guitar is sighted, of course.
But the guitar is missing.
Yeah, we look for it too. It's not normal for a person to forget to bring their most famous item to an award show. It's starting to sound like every guitar is related to this case after all. So, about this wine glass. Ah, so you noticed it, pal. Old crime scene was a mess, but this glass was the only thing that was untouched. You noticed that too, Detective Gumshoe? No, actually, Miss Von Karma noticed it first. Yeah, Rose noticed it before me too. Hey, wait a minute! So, does that mean Miss Von Karma's here at the hotel? Yeah, she's around. Man, you're going to be in so much trouble, pal. Especially if she catches you in here. I hope that doesn't happen. Well, you can bet the instant I see her, I'll be running the 1,000-meter dash.
What's that beeping noise, Mr. Nick?
I've heard this sound somewhere before. It's Miss Von Karma.
Huh?
For some reason, whenever I hear that sound, she pops out of nowhere and whips me. Come to think of it, that's exactly what happened the last time. Sorry, I gotta make myself scarce. Later, pal. Ow! Hello. At last, you reveal your true nature, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Would it be too much to ask for you to be nice to me for a change?
So you're the type to steal information from pitifully hopeless detectives. That's very dishonorable of you. Ow! Hey, don't you dare run away, Scruffy McTrenchcoat! I didn't think the detectives of this country could be this pitiful. Detective, come over here for a second.
Oh, poor Gumshoe.
I feel better knowing at least you are man enough to face your punishment.
He was so scared he just froze up on the spot.
Mr. Phoenix Wright, you have soiled my perfect prosecution record. I'll never forget that. This time, victory is mine.
Victory is yours? Is that all this means to you?
What? Come, Scruffy. The investigation briefing is about to begin.
Yes, sir.
This isn't over yet. I swear on my family's honor.
Okay, Zuko.
Ow! What is she throwing me now?
What is this? Well, I guess this means I gotta get back to the precinct now, pal. If you ever need me, come down to the Criminal Affairs Department, alright? And if you can, try not to let Miss Von Karma see you.
Interesting. What's this? Mr. Nick, what's this piece of paper?
It's called an autograph.
Autograph?
The paper's got Mr. Kurita's name written on it, so it's his autograph.
I can't read it at all. To be honest, I've never seen writing that looks like this.
Oh, it's a special way of writing called cursive. Look here, see how it says, "To my dearest Wendy" in more normal letters here?
This sloppy, unreadable writing. It's crazy and cruel to give this to someone.
Hold on. Wendy. I've heard that name before, somewhere before. To my dearest Wendy, eh? Oh, Mr. Wright, how are you? Mr. Powers, have you been here the entire time? Yeah, people connected to the murder aren't allowed to go home, let alone leave. I'm on you're asking me, but I have no idea who this person is. Sorry. You don't have to apologize so much. Sorry. You know what, let's talk to him first. Can you tell me a little more about the Nickel Samurai TV show? Okay. The Nickel Samurai is an action hero program aimed towards kids. It's a sequel to the Steel Samurai. I see. This time, there are 3 samurai brothers. Aluminum Samurai, Tin Samurai, and of course, the Nickel Samurai. It's a love why in Neo Tokyo. I see. Wait, a love what? A love why. This girl, Sayo, works at a tea shop and all 3 guys fall for her at the same time. Oh, I guess the Y shape is like the 3 brothers colliding over this one girl. Anyway, Sayo is actually the daughter of the evil Strawberry Clan's leader. Sounds like a an unusual situation, like Romeo and Juliet times 3. Yeah. Strange thing is, this sort of forbidden love story is really big with the office ladies. Yes, Pearl?
What happens next? I want to know. Miss Sayo. Does Miss Sayo fall in love? She does, doesn't she?
Oh, you hopeless romantic. Every Sunday at 8 a.m.
I'm going to stop watching Kids Masterpiece Theater and starting this week.
I can't believe she's really considering it. What about the Jammin' Ninja? So, what's the Jammin' Ninja TV show like? It started from a remake of an old movie, to tell you the truth. The Jammin' Ninja, like the samurai shows, is geared towards kids. It's the story of a ninja who can't scale a wall, but became a big pop star anyway. What? He was a really lousy ninja. Absolutely couldn't do any ninja things right at all. But boy could he sing. With his trusty bright red guitar in hand, he took the ancient world by storm. A ninja with a bright red guitar? And then the final fight in front of his beloved Princess Misala. Jammin' versus the Muromachi 5. Suddenly, our brave hero catches the nuts of Jammin' cold the night before Battle 3. Aw, that's too bad for him. Yeah, but this kind of pop music-based love story is something high school girls really like. Yes, Pearl?
What happens next? I want to know. Jammin', the Jammin' Ninja. Will he be able to sing? What about Princess Misala?
Princess Soup. Every Sunday at 8 a.m.
Which show should I watch?
I can't believe she's really considering it.
That is very silly.
Hey, that's Miss Andrews. She's Matt's manager. Actually, I was interested in her for a little bit. Just a little. So Mr. Powers likes this type of woman. What do you know about Miss Andrews? Well, see, here's the thing. I don't really know her, you know? There's sort of a small rumor going around about her right now.
A rumor?
If you're interested, I'd be glad to share what I know. He's so happy, he looks like a lion that's just found his next meal. Gossip on Adrian. Would you mind telling me about this gossip?
Mr. Nick, I didn't know you were a gossip head.
So you are interested in it. I figured you would be. Yeah. I have such a weakness for celebrity gossip, too. Oh, really? You too, huh? Yeah, so take a look at this. Looks like a tabloid Miss Oldbag would read. Alright, let's see here. Jam and Midnight Rendezvous? To the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Miss A.A. You see now, don't you? What? You can stop pretending to be in the dark, Mr. Wright. While Corita didn't have a manager of his own. Which means, if we're talking about a certain manager with the initials A.A., Adrian Andrews. Yes, exactly. This is big news. But it seems kinda odd that woman, Miss Andrews, together with the biggest rival of her client. It's that wonderful thing that can only happen between two people.
Mr. Powers looks so happy.
Rose is just following along, not having any idea as to why he's smiling. Well, like the saying goes, one man's garbage is another man's treasure.
Good new. Let's go to the lobby and talk to you. Oh, no, wait.
Okay, I think we've got enough to, break your psyche locks. Lotta, will you please answer my questions? On the night of the murder, why were you loitering around the victim's room? I told you, didn't I? For my scoop. What I want to know about are the details of this scoop. That's not something I can tell you. I mean, that there's my bread and butter. Alright then, an unpleasant tabloid photographer looking for a scoop. I'm gonna say that you were looking into a scandal. Could it be that you, Lotta Hart, were looking for a break with a huge story? Perhaps an unfolding scandal between Juan Corita and this person? Take that! This woman. She's Adrian Andrews, Mount on Guard's manager. The Nickel Samurai's manager caught secretly meeting with his rival, the Jammin' Ninja. It would be the hottest story of the season, wouldn't it? You're pretty good at this guessing thing, Mr. Lawyer. But you can't just make up any old thing and think it'll make the papers. You gotta have backup. Backup? Yeah. What? You gotta have that, what's it, news sauce? You mean news source? That's it! So show me something that shows that one guy had something with Miss Andrews. Take that! This is the article from a certain weekly tabloid, Jam and Midnight Rendezvous, to the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Miss A.A. Ah! Mr. Kurita didn't have a manager of his own. What's more, his rival, Madame Guard's manager, Adrian Andrews, she has the initials AA. You saw this article and then thought to take some pictures of them as proof. That's why you were lurking around Mr. Kurita's door last night. Ah! Yeah, that's right. We gotcha. You were looking into Mr. Kurita and Miss Andrews' affair, weren't you? You got it. I was gonna get myself a scoop by catching them in a secret meeting. But there's already an article about it in one of the weekly tabloid magazines. It's no longer breaking news. What'd you just say? Her initials are AA. What kind of vague thing is that? That ain't no proof of nothing. People are gonna want to see real proof. Well, at least I do. So that's what I was doing, getting photos. Oh. I'm gonna whip up the reader's interest with some gossip and a little misleading. Then spice it up a little and have myself an exclusive story. Wow, what a nice journalistic integrity you got there. I already finished writing up my spicy article, you know. But the paper I wrote it on, my note to myself, it's gone.
Your note to yourself?
It was inside the case of my $1,600 camera. They don't run off together. I came here for my big story. Didn't come here to have my treasure disappear on me. Yeah, I understand. It's enough to make a gal go bonkers, I tell ya. What's with people now, anyway? I never thought I'd see the day when someone steals something from me. You really want that note back, huh? I've got no idea why, though. The story on that note is probably a bold-faced lie. Going places. Take that! Very intimidating Psyche Lux you got there.
Alright, I'll be honest with you for now.
Then please tell us what you saw.
But, aw, what a waste. And here I have a perfectly good chance to have a little fun at you young'uns' expense. I am a little devil after all.
Doesn't that imply you aren't a good person? Alright, I'll give you what you want. Take that!
That's Juan's autograph.
Yes, it is.
And it even says to my dearest Wendy on it. That's me, right? Right? My name is Wendy Oldback, so that Wendy has to be me, right?
Well, it may say Wendy, but somehow I don't think Juan had this Wendy in mind when he signed it.
Oh, please give it to me. Let me have it, please.
I can't let you have it just like that.
Yes, I know. Then how about an exchange?
Wow, she must really want this autograph.
My offer isn't good enough for you. Fine, Mr. Wright, you win. Wendy Oldpack ready to open up her heart. All for my dearest Juan.
All four like that, huh? Thank you. Given to Wendy, dearest.
I feel bad for you now. Huh? I tell you, I saw him that night. I saw him coming out of Juan's room.
You're kidding!
Oh no! It was about 10 minutes before Juan's body was discovered. It was just a coincidence. I was on my way to the toilet, minding my own business.
And? Did you tell that to the police?
Well, of course. I thought that you could get a gift certificate or two out of it, maybe more. Gift certificate? I've been recruited again for that part of the trial. You know, the trial tomorrow. This time, you're gonna get it. I'm gonna work hard to get your client pronounced guilty.
But Mr. Angar hasn't done anything bad.
I don't care about details like that. I know he did my poor one in, I just do. That yellow-bellied chicken. A yellow-bellied chicken? I wonder what that would look like. I trust my senses. I know when someone did something bad, and I say he did it.
What did Mr. Ungard ever do to her to deserve this? What did Mr. Ungard do to you to make you so...
You don't know?
No, I don't. That's why I'm asking.
That guy, he framed my wand! He created that scandal that plagued her wand! Mr. Nick!
What is it?
It's a scandal.
I'll tell you about that after we get home, okay?
Poor wand led astray by the wit and wiles of that vile temptress. Mr. Nick, what do wiles and wild temptress mean?
How about we just listen to what Miss Oldbag has to say for now, okay, Pearls? So, Miss Oldbag, who is this woman you're talking about?
Adrian Andrews, of course. Who else? That guy, he shoved the girl into one on purpose.
His own manager? Why?
I thought lawyers were smart. It was to create a scandal to make one lose face. That girl drove Juan into a scandal that dragged his reputation through the mud.
Sounds like a pretty standard definition of a scandal to me. Why do you know about that anyway, Miss Oldbag?
I'm one of Juan's biggest fans. I'm always out there gathering information. There's nothing I don't know.
And do you have proof that Mr. Ungard did what you say he did?
Next week's issue of a certain magazine says so.
Of course. A tabloid.
Next week? Doesn't that mean it's something people don't know about yet?
Why would Miss Oldbag have information like that? And where did she get it?
Interesting.
Hey, how about we go to the Criminal Affairs Department? I'm sick of this hotel. The Blue Badger is still there. Detective Gumshoe said they had an investigation briefing.
Yeah. Oh, he's back!
Hey, so you came, pal. Why the blunt greeting? Because there's nothing to be friendly or happy about. What do you mean by that? Well, things look perfect this time around. The evidence and testimony are airtight. But, we can't just roll over and die! We have to stay positive! So, what do you mean the evidence is airtight? I can't give you all the details, pal, but there's two big pieces. Two! And both of them are in this photo. The knife and the missing button. The first is the button that's missing from the victim's chest. That's the button that you found during your body search of Mr. Ungard. Yep, I found it in the folds of the Nickel Samurai's special pants. And the second one is the knife in his chest, pal. The fingerprints on the knife in his chest, to be exact.
Fingerprints? Whose are they?
You didn't even have to ask, little missy. It's obvious. They're mad on guards. Tomorrow's trial. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. So what about this airtight testimony? It's that old security lady, Miss Oldbag. I thought so. What do you mean you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal? Well, I even told her not to open that mouth of ours and blab to anyone. The blab knob is stuck on 10 and there's no turning it down, trust me. Yeah, well, Miss Oldbag saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. Ungard come out of the victim's room around the estimated time of death.
No way!
We're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves. The scandal with Mr. Kurita. But why? Well, 2 years ago, a woman committed suicide.
Suicide?
Her name was Celeste Impax. And she was Juan Kurita's manager. The victim's manager? But that's not all, pal. Miss Impax was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. She taught Miss Andrews everything she knew about the business from square one.
Her mentor?
A woman who was both Mr. Kurita's manager and Miss Andrews' mentor. Could her suicide have something to do with this case? Do you want to know more about her, pal? Yes, I do. She was the victim's manager and also Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. It's been 2 years since the suicide, and now those two are linked again by another death. Or maybe it's just a coincidence? But,
I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another.
Miss Von Karma!
You can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? I don't need a traitor in my midst.
You don't? You don't mean...
I do. Scruffy. You have 30 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye. That's... Wait, please. Wait, sir. If I don't get this month's pay, I'll start... Quiet. If it weren't for traitors like you, I would have won. Is that what you want to say? Who? That voice. Edgeworth!
It's been a long time. Right.
This person? This is Mr. Edgeworth?
What am I going to do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong. You haven't changed a bit, Franziska.
Don't fucking look at her like that! You're so smug! You... How dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it! You soiled the Von Karma name, dragged it through the mud. You even ran away with your tail between your legs like the ill-bred dog you are!
Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed? To be perfect in every way. Then let's hear it, Franziska. How are things going? I hear you are having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back.
Keep your assumptions to yourself! I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you. Never! Mr. Phoenix Wright, I will see you tomorrow in court. It will be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory.
Still the same wild mare she always was.
Don't talk about your adopted sister that way.
I thought you, the prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, had gone and died!
Mr. Nick!
I never wanted to see you again! Don't look at me like that! I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you going to run tomorrow's trial? You heard her, right? That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So, no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow. What is that supposed to mean? I have something definitive that you lack, and working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth. Working together from Kingdom Hearts 2 starts playing. The truth? In order to understand this case, you have to understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a bit more generous with information. Just what is going on inside his head? A lot of things may have happened, however Manfred von Karma was still my mentor. And the perfect win record is proof of a von Karma. 1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in a few cases. Are those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? Did you leave because you lost your perfect win record? You look so concerned. To think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish. It'd been better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth. I cannot forgive him! I see. Then let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason? Well, with Franziska, she almost always says, "I will defeat you this time!" the instant she sees me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client. To save their lives. To save your clients, you say.
Stop being so smug! I know they made a new sprite for you, but you don't have to be so smug all the time.
Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals. Those kinds of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you're a prodigy, or someone like you, Edgeworth. It looks like there is still a lot you have yet to learn. A lot I have yet to learn. Me? Well, that's enough for now. The time when you will see is coming soon enough. This woman is another key to solving this case. Do you really think so? She was Adrian Andrews' mentor a long time ago, but she was suddenly called away by a different show and became Juan Carita's manager. Then, a few months later, Celestine Pax died. Celestine Pax died. But her death was ruled as suicide, right? Yes.
But there is still one riddle we've yet to solve. A riddle? Her suicide note. It went missing. No one could find it.
You know, all these typos are making me very excited for a certain typo. That happens at the end of a certain case. This one.
A suicide note that just vanished, huh? Miss Impax's death was most certainly a suicide. Of that, there is no mistake. However, we could not find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. A suicide note? But how do you know Miss Impax had even written such a note? There was no solid evidence. However, we did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Wonkarita himself. I keep saying Karita instead of Karida. The victim. He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note. Mr. Karita hid his own manager's suicide note. But why? As long as his note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is the suicide report. Part 1, anyway.
Part 1.
I don't like to look through reports. I like suicide reports even less. Worst of all are the reports that have multiple parts like that one. That has 2. 2 parts? What you just handed me is the first part of the report. Here is the second part. The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempter's name. It's Adrian Andrews.
Miss Andrews? What did she do?
She tried to kill herself. She doesn't seem like the kind of person to try to kill herself, though. You think she's a strong career woman. That's just what she wants you to think. Adrian Andrews. She has a certain secret she's always trying to hide.
Secret?
A dependent nature. That's what she's really like on the inside. Miss Andrews? Dependent. Talk about the exact opposite of what that woman is. What's this about Miss Andrews having a dependent nature? Adrian Andrews attempted suicide. It was a few days after the death of Celeste Impax. And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she had apparently lost her will to live. Lost her will? But why would she? Her pillar of strength. Her mentor, Celeste Impax, was gone forever. That's why. Why would that...
Is this what they call following someone to the grave?
After her attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She's someone who needs a person in whom she can trust absolutely. And when she finds that person, she'll do anything she can to keep them near. Without such an anchor in her life, her crippling anxiety stifles her ability to live. And that's the nature of her dependency on others. When Celeste Impax suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian Andrews herself. Then, that means her super confident attitude. It's all a facade. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together. How terrible.
Anyway, let's go talk to our client. Or, no, not the client. Hey, I hesitate to do this, but let's ask Adrian about all this.
Oh, Miss Andrews is here. But it looks like she's talking with someone.
That's Franziska von Karma.
Miss von Karma?
What are you doing here?
Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so...
You've got some nerve following me around.
Following you?
That's you, Miss von Karma. You're the one doing the following.
Pearls.
You're always following after that Mr. Detective with the little beard.
Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. Let me show you something interesting, little girl.
What is that?
An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on that detective. With this, I know that fool's every move. So that noise we heard was this receiver. I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumshoe now. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews! Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? All right. What were those two talking about? Miss Andrews, she seems a little dazed, doesn't she? I don't want to do this. Did you know the victim, Mr. Kurita? Yes, I knew him. The world is such a small place after all.
Did you know about his rivalry with the Nickel Samurai?
Honestly, they were like children when it came to that. Time and time again, those two competed with each other over the most trivial things. If either one of them wasn't so stubborn, then maybe no one would have needed to die. I've got a hunch that this woman knows more than she's letting on. She must know why Juan Kurita was killed. Do you have any ideas? As to why Mr. Kurita was murdered? Why would you ask me about such a thing? I'm just doing my job. So, do you have any ideas? Great! How many? 4. Miss Andrews. Sorry, but there's nothing more I have to add to this conversation.
Is it a snaky log, Mr. Nick?
Yes, there's getting to be more and more of these lately. I think we have enough. Take that! Why was Juan Kurita murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Engarde's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Kurita. You were not that close. That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You are not good at being intimate with another person. Somehow, I highly doubt that. Take that! You and Mr. Kurita had an intimate relationship, did you not? A silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems quite a few people have already bought into this story. As to be expected in a world filled with crooks and liars. Note to self, stay on our good side. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see. However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Me? Need to get close to Mr. Kurita? As if there was ever such a need. Didn't you get close to Mr. Kurita for this person's sake? Take that! Mr. Edgeworth, Celeste Impacts, your mentor. How do you know about Celeste? Miss Impacts, she committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Juan Kurita's manager. So I believe you got close to Mr. Kurita so you could find out more about her suicide. You have a great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckraker for a putrid third-rate tabloid. Miss Andrews, there was no mystery surrounding her death. None. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Is there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved. Take that! Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under the suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Kurita. Juan? And Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That is why you became intimate with Mr. Kurita. I've sat by quietly and listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor. However, allow me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. That's the impression you like to give. However, I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. This is proof that Celeste Impacts was someone very special to you. Take that! Miss Andrews, you nearly went through with it too, didn't you? Went through with what? Ending your life? Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, that is all just a lie. A facade. You've always searched out people on whom you can depend on. You were dependent on Miss Impacts, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had. Stop! When Celeste passed away, so suddenly, like that, I died a death of my own. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Kurita of hiding Miss Impacts' note. You heard about it and thought to recover it from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic do we start this conversation on again? It was why was the victim killed? Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the one with the reason to want Mr. Kurita dead. Me? Miss Impacts was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she was killed herself. Why she killed herself. Even commit murder. Murder? It's true. I am a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small and I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. I've pushed against all that, though. I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Miss Andrews, this one thing, it's the one thing I wanted to take with me to my grave. It was my secret, mine and mine alone. I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews, all I want to know is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note, and that someone was Juan Kurita. Celeste. Without her, I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me. So you got close to Mr. Kurita to recover her suicide note, correct? Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if they purposely add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so... I understand. Oh, I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide. I'd like for you to keep it a secret. Miss Andrews, if people found out about my weakness, I'd sooner choose to die than live. All right, I understand. We'll keep it a secret. Miss Andrews, I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says anything without carefully thinking it through first. Thank you for your discretion. Mr. Nick, can I ask you something? What is it? Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back. That card? Yeah, I guess she has. Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag. What is it? It looks like a seashell? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from. Or not remembering something clearly sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. Well, I must be off. I leave Mr. Ungard in your capable hands. Well, I think we've gathered about all we can.
What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright?
Oh, Pearls. She looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept at all and has been walking all over the place with me today.
What's wrong, Mr. Nick?
Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right?
Oh, no. I'm okay. Really. I'm fine. I really am.
You don't look fine to me.
So, what now?
Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive.
You mean Miss Impact's a suicide note?
That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever.
Mr. Nick! The transceiver!
Hello? Wright & Co. Law Offices. Mr. Attorney, they're not answering the phone. Maya! Where's Maya? As I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this whole time. Phew. Which is why I suppose she's absolutely famished. What? So I suggest you in a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost. Wouldn't you agree? Wait! Maya! Let me hear her! Very well.
Ask my...
Maya, is that you?
sis! Ask my sis!
Maya! Maya! Damn it, he cut me off!
Mystic Maya said ask my sis, didn't she?
Sis? What does she mean by that? Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. Sorry. Ah! Mia! I have a message from Maya, so come, ask me anything you want about her. Oh, thank goodness. How's Maya? She's safe, for now. That kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems. I'm glad to hear she's safe. But Mia, how did you know? As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left. Then I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could. I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like that. Pretty smart of her. The kidnapper, what's he like? I don't know. Apparently, Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel and was drugged there. And? She didn't see the face of her attacker. Maya is locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her. I'm starving. I could really go for some apple pie. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I have to stay positive. He promised he wasn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now. Huh? Someone dropped a card here. It kind of looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. It's a picture of a seashell, I think. What a strange card. Drat, it's locked. But this door's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. If there's a card like that around here I could use. Ah, that's it! This shell card! If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm just such a genius. Alright, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it! She knows how to pick locks, let's go. Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting, or worried. Interesting. I'm going to go make myself a sandwich or something, 'cause I'm pretty hungry myself. See you guys in 5 minutes. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way! That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Oh, it's Mia. Hi. Mia. We must get a complete acquittal today. I know. But I can't focus on my situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. It's him! This is Wright. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, shall we say, tired? Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Wait! The kidnapper sent me a present. Mr. Lawyer Dude? Who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Trial is now in session. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor, please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma this morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. What? Shot? Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present. Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane! Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. I hope this is who I think it is. That's good. Phew, I wouldn't want anyone dying in my courtroom. I thought he'd show up. Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Franziska Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. Thank you! The prosecution is ready, naturally. Yes! Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder, much like another Von Karma we know, and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt on guard. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Yeah, Gumshoe, testifying, let's go! Let's just bask in the gloriousness of Edgeworth at the prosecution. Okay, that's enough asking. Witness, your name and occupation. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Aww. Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that.
Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight.
Yeah, I have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. Final boss, final boss, final boss, final boss. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Awards ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room. Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay, can we get an autopsy report? The cause of death, wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now a real pro's attention will be drawn here to this bandana. Banana. His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Ah, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Then what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murderer on our hands here. Strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. Posthumously, huh? And why did you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The German Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? We thought of that too, but... The only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh? I see. So much for my theory, then. However... What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it? Part of the guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir! Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel. Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Don't mind me eating my sandwich here. I just haven't had lunch today. And you know how it is with people like me. Old people. Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. Why are you eating in front of me, Judge? Man on guard and Walkerita were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's more than enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the gem in his button. It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. On Guard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. Uh-huh. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so his fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. You say he bought it? And there's this button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood? Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What? So it was taken off after he was stabbed. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, wasn't it? Doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, Wright? I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Well, he didn't buy it. Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument is that this was a premeditated... So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand? That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has a gatewater steel set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel. Uh-oh. You're in trouble, Gummy. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel. Which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... Laughing with your mouth. Meh, like that. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? Tisk, tisk, tisk. I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough to There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. But I didn't know. Oh. The question is, where did this knife come from? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Kurita's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. And that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. There is a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matongard. Ah, especially what was on top of his table. There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife? Damn it. We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matongard's knife was missing. Mr. Angard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. Well, he was strangled before he was stabbed, so... Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. Okay, you don't need to praise him. It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints, and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well... Phoenix? The judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here, the cavalry will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court? Actually, I do. There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. One piece? I'm kidding. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one. What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If we mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. Okay. Literally no chances. Gotcha. You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show the court? To the court. All the way over here. Take that! This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assault. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say? Well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion. You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place, by the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. That does sound very plausible. Mr. Wright? Could Mr. Andrews really set that glass down without thinking? There's no way. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. They just might fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Well, yeah. It's called Gyakuten Saiban. Mr. Turnabout. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? You're not thinking hard enough today, right? Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then, of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims, nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews. What? God damn it. That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? I can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Kurita. but upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the table on the dresser. What you just said makes a lot of sense. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Now do you see, right? You can't change any part of my scenarios. It explains everything all too well. I thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor, and from here on out I will show you the answer I have come to discover. Wait a second. Mr. Edgeworth, I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? He could have gotten a guilty verdict there. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name and occupation, please.
Gotcha!
I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier.
Oh, Edgy boy! It's been, what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me.
I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand?
I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime.
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know.
Oh, shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgy right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps.
Yes, madam. No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please! Anyway, witness, your testimony, please.
It's true what they say that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with?
The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldback?
It's a great job being able to see my dearie one. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean you were a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida.
But those two were the same age?
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. Great.
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. He was on guard. Matt on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
So Mr. On Guard came out from the victim's room.
See? It has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay. You saw my client. Are you sure about that?
Yes, see?
Really?
Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person.
How do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if something like that matters.
But it does.
Now what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing.
What then?
That gaudy thing he's always wearing, that racing jacket.
Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men.
Right. So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way? It was very important. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Objection! Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important. Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright. Witness, please. Well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must...
No, you do. But they found the button in his hakamaka, or hakama. So, you're lying. Miss Oldbag?
What? Don't say my name for no reason.
Do you know what this is?
It's button number 2 on the Gem Ninja's costume.
No, I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance.
Give it here, give it here! If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this!
Wow. She really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Engarde's body during a full body search.
See? This button proves to me under shadow of a doubt it was that rascal on guard.
It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants.
See? Engarde is the nickel samurai!
Witness? Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Mad on Guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear! If I wore the trendiest dress, then maybe you'd think I was the most gorgeous woman ever, but instead I have to wear wearing this ridiculous outfit. This outfit is hideous, right? I've got a tape recorder stuck in my chest. Let me tell you, it's heavy. It's so heavy. We've switched ages. CD, so where to go? I take a look in the mirror. You're close about his Rosemary and Carly. You see who's for Reggie too. Reggie Boo, no, he's got style. Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Engarde, the man, but Mr. Engarde, the nickel samurai? But when you think about it... they're really one and the same anyway.
Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Edgy Poo, do you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. Alright, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you.
On guard. Yes, now I remember. The nickel samurai, that's right. It was the nickel samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume!
What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist!
Young'uns today, I told you there is no way it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so, and what I say is the truth.
At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
But, there were fingerprints on the knife, so how would the glove's costume have left fingerprints? Please take a look at this.
Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
No, that's not my intention at all.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case?
You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I am driving at.
What are we driving at, and whose car are we driving?
The truths. If Mr. Engarde was really in the nickel samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Unless someone was framing him.
Oh, that's right. The nickel samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant had no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder did still take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with his theory? There is probably a contradiction. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose that Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Because the knife was from his room, remember? This knife. This was used by Mr. On Guard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant had no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Order! Order, I say! Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame him? It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course. To frame? Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume, and if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Witness! Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Jipu? Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now! Look, I was waiting around in front of the doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai? Alright then, who were you waiting around for then? That's top secret to anyone outside of security. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, witness? The way you think. You are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? So Wolfpack was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Kurita. Maybe Phoenix. Maybe the old pack was waiting around for that person. That's who I think Mia's hinting at. It's certainly possible. Miss Oldbag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? Oh, they rearranged it so that Edgeworth is next to Francisca. Nice. Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is... Well, this is... I see. The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well.
Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Witness? What in the world are you...
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling.
I got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let the point slide.
I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information. Get ready! This is going to take the wind out of you youngins.
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old.
That Ungard is one evil, evil man! He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret, you got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay?
The defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for this court.
What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying? The truth is never pleasant.
Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We've looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now.
That's right! Ungard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth!
Well, as the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. It's time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Who are you, Speed Racer? Secret information!
Hold it!
Wait.
What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information?
Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill the hole into my brain, you'll never find out.
How in the world did that old bag get such a secret piece of information? I wonder. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag?
Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that!
Witness, I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? Take that! The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrageous impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
What? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No, I said impressions.
Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless?
Ah, that's it! That's the note!
No! You see, this is something completely different! This is my top secret list of groceries to buy!
You are the one who took Miss Hart's note.
I'm a huge fan of Juan's, that's why. An infamous puppy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil Ungard. She said so herself. Ungard, I'm his sidekick! She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written.
Okay.
Edgy Boo? You believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. That's a good line. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once. She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? Pile on more pressure. let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Just come up with it. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all.
You're lying, damn it! And I can prove it! You're lying, damn it!
Why are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
Miss Oldbag? I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. You also stole the camera! Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it?
A camera?
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie 1600 camera disappeared on me."
Why, witness? What is it, Gramps?
How old are you? If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera, too.
Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for?
That's...
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you, I fall in love, and borrow things from people. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slimebag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
She really look over my mom when she has that on.
Bailiff! Check this camera's photos, hurry! We must examine them at once.
Thank you, Bailiff. You're the best.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have?
There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case.
Please present it to the court. This is the Nickel Samurai.
Are we gonna go through this again?
See, I told you, that's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter.
What does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Ongard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is shorter. The defendant.
Great. How did it come to this?
I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly.
Final comments, Mr. Wright?
The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. If I raise an objection here and blow it, then I will put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There is only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took, there's something strange. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right?
Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. What the hell does that mean?
Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
Yes, actually. Anyway, please look at the photo one more time.
If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct?
Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts?
Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange?
I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
What are you pointing to? His ankles?
If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't.
And what does that mean?
The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. Ongard.
What is the meaning of this?
Objection!
I wonder if you would care to elaborate, with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. Around the bottom of the hakama?
His socks. You can see his socks.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding up his hakama just to walk. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all? Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not mad on guard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not mad on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Who was the person wearing the nickel samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah. Why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Double penalty. Who is the person in this photograph? Well, it can only be one person. Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who that nickel samurai is, it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. On-Guard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. On-Guard that night. And how does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. On-Guard's fingerprints all over it. A knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say what it is you want, Wright? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews of the murder in Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. I hate to do this, but it's the only way to redirect suspicion. Order! 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 It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. All right, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One day? Ah! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya... Now then, we shall set Miss Adrian Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Now then. Objection! Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony. She is not... I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Don't worry, I already issued a subpoena. Your Honor, I request that you please continue today's trial. But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. This unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing... That Mr. Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews at all is all happening according to plan. Even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? What do you mean, according to plan? What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She's the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man? Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over. Exactly. Well, we will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. How about a 2-day recess for us? Because I'm going to stop here.
We've been going for about 3 hours at this point, and I don't think I can handle any more right now, honestly. As much as I do want to continue with this cross-examination and continue the trial, I believe I'm going to have to leave this until Tuesday. Or maybe tomorrow? I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not sure. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you had a great time with this very stressful very stressful trial, and Maya, I, Maya, we will save her sometime next week. See you!